All right, welcome to Intuition to Income. This is Abby Gooch, and I am here today with Anna, and she is in Colorado right now. And we were just talking before about how she's doing some amazing work with purpose and prosperity, and specifically how she helped people connect through their intuition to merge those two concepts of purpose and prosperity. So, Anna, I would love for you to introduce yourself briefly to our audience, then dive straight into the purpose and prosperity and how you got connected to your intuition.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like purpose and prosperity is the same conversation as intuition and income. Like it's the same conversation, right? We're just using different words. I love it. Yeah, it's the
Beautiful.
same. Yeah, it's so perfect. So thank you, Abby, for having me here and having this conversation out in the world because I think it's so important. So I help people remember their soul purpose, right? I've went through all stages of discover, know what it is, and I'm like, really remember it because you're born with it. The level at which I work, right, is you were born, your soul entered this physical body with a plan, and it's not specific plan like 1, 2, 3, but it's the intention that the soul had to live a certain experience this lifetime. And it was my own journey to discovering mine first, before I even knew what purpose was, to discovering no matter what has happened in my life, no matter how much wealth I've created, there was always something missing. And I always kept asking higher power, because I had a whole journey with God too. I always kept asking higher power, like, what is this about? What am I about? What am I here for? So that whole journey led me to seeing how many people were really suffering from the same kind of not knowing what is the meaning of anything, right? The purpose for their existence. And then because I had a journey with money in a whole like parallel experience of journey with money, growing up in a communist Poland, learning one way about what money is, coming to America at 16 with the visions of MTV and Dynasty and this very opulent life, but coming to America and really not sliding into opulent life, but having to get my first job. I've never had to work until I come to America. And then learning, becoming a millionaire in my 20s, pushing it away, having a lot of money again, claiming bankruptcy. Money has taught me so much. And I knew the whole entire time there was this parallel experience of both somehow merging. And the question that I've arrived at was, how do I get paid for who I innately am? I know I can create money in multiple ways. I've proven it to myself. But until there was this one piece that I couldn't name present in my experience, money didn't mean anything, right? Or then I would go off and do what I really wanted to do, but I couldn't create money and I was scraping the bottom. And I'm like, okay, there's gotta be this place where both meet, and that's where I wanna be. And once I started to tap into that, I'm like, whoa, this is where we are going. This is the whole conversation about the new world. I have this beautiful vision, and I actually got it from a movie, What Dreams May Come. I don't know if you've seen that movie before, What Dreams May Come. There's this one scene in the movie where Robin Williams is in this, like in heaven, right? And everybody is singing and dancing and performing, and they're just on these steps, and it's beautiful, colorful, and joyful, and there is water, and everybody is just enjoying life, doing something that they love, and there is contribution for sure. But in that scene, it's just like everything is just vibrant, and you can feel that people are really enjoying themselves in the moment. And that vision, for some reason, was like a beacon for me. That's where we're going. The world that I want to be a part of is where everybody knows their brilliance, their unique thing, and they get to use it every single day to not only make the world better, but make their own world better. So everything is for the increase through that one thing that's uniquely ours.
So beautiful. I love that. Basically, be who you are and get paid for it. I mean, that's really, and why not, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I experience this for myself on a regular basis. No matter what strategy I implement in my business, if my frequency isn't aligned with who I am, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So true. I love that you say that, align with your own frequency, and whether it's money or not, it's first and foremost about being aligned with your own frequency, which is where intuition comes in, right? So I describe intuition as your soul embodied, right? So you are in the presence of love, the alignment of love, doing what you love, being who you are, and sharing your gifts of love, right? Like whatever that is. And so that's kind of the foundation. And then money can come. And it's fascinating because I have had that experience of having money but not feeling on purpose, like something was a little off. So it was a very fascinating experience because you're like, oh, I want this money. No, it's actually the purpose and the money you want together. And also my experience is money does follow when you're following your purpose, right? Like
Yeah.
the way is paved, literally, like
Yeah.
I remember when I moved to La Jolla, California, like literally the street was literally paved, like right underneath the house. I mean, it was just like the universe really sets things up for you.
Yeah.
So I guess the first key is for everybody just to tune into, what do you feel like? What is the essence of you? What do you love? Where are you naturally called? Where do you shine, right? Where do you just get bigger and feel really good? And then how can that help other people? Because that's where you can create a service-based business. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so I will be speaking more to it on the gift that we've been speaking about, but it's exactly what it is. It starts with, so I actually use tools. I use scientific hand analysis to help us remember, because that's what helped me remember. What I knew I knew my whole entire life, and I kept pushing and pushing and pushing away, right? And when I had my hands analyzed, and it's not palm reading, it's not like future telling, it's actually a tool that helps us. Fingerprints carry the code from the soul. Our fingerprints are actually formed in a utero, and we are still in mama's belly. They never ever change. And in those fingerprints, the soul encoded the purpose. So, and we do get clues throughout our lives, right? So like you said, if when you tune into what lights you up, right? And sometimes our life circumstances are such that we never really have even a chance to feel lit up, right? And that's when our soul, it's just whole other layer to it, is there is a soul lesson that we have come to learn. And if that soul lesson can block us from what is it that I'm lit up by, yet still there are clues. Our whole entire lives, we are given clues to some way of being that is our own.
I love the way of being. When you embody the way of being, it's the vibration that then creates and attracts the money and the life that you want, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I can't give anybody experience right now of, hey, I'll look at your hands and tell you what your soul's experience is. But what you just did, tuning in and asking, part of my soul's experience this lifetime is to be creatively expressed. And in my late 20s, I had an artist name. I have no experience of ever being an artist. There is no path in my life that would ever indicate for me going that way. I was in mortgages and real estate and finance. Nobody ever was an artist around me. I had an artist name. Why? Because my soul was trying to tell me something, right? So even without the tool, we can tune in and ask, right? And it's usually going to be the scariest thing that we try to deny, is that soul's way of telling us, but that is the place. You are a leader. I don't want to lead. Do not tell me to lead. Leading is scary. I tried to lead when I was a teenager and I lost all my friends. I don't want to do it, right? And your soul came here to give you a string of frequency and experience of what is it like when you are actually able to influence people, when you know yourself to be so powerful that you can influence with your message, right? And then our whole entire life will spend shying away from speaking up. So our soul gives us tips along the way, the whole entire time, right? So we can tune in, like you just said. What lights me up? What am I afraid of? What makes me jealous when I see other people embody? What characteristics about other people make me judge them, right? Because there is a pretty good chance that if you're judging somebody for being a certain way, in my experience, what I see with my clients is because that is part of who you came here to be, and you just haven't allowed yourself. For whatever reason, right? Your life's experiences, your life lesson, it's too scary. So you judge somebody else, but it's really just you dying to be that. So when you see it, you're like, are you crazy for doing that? Because you don't want to see it, because it's in your face now, calling on you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, totally. I feel it. I feel the truth. My gosh, sister. Yep, I feel it.
Yeah.
So how do you allow your intuition to guide you through this process and this journey of discovering more of who you are and also helping your clients do the same?
Yeah, good question. There are so many ways to work with our intuition and allowing our intuition to guide us. One of the ways that I find to work for me is through engaging in something else like creative expression, right? Painting, dancing, being in my body.
Mm.
I do meditate, and I think that's a really beautiful way to connect with my intuition and what it is that I'm here to hear right now. But most of the time, the messages that are the most powerful and the key points are when I'm walking in nature. I'm a huge hiker. I live in Colorado, so I hike, right? When I'm in nature, when I'm just like breathing in the air, touching in the tree, I do hug the trees, right? Or when I'm engaged in some kind of a creative process, I doodle a lot,
Mm.
right? And then all of a sudden I'll get insights. Now, it depends on where we are, right? So often we are so in tune about everything else in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
but we will not be about our business or money
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of everything else that we have taken on up until that moment
Mm-hmm.
about what money is,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're talking intuition to income.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Income prosperity is like right in parallel of what I love to talk about. I call money our last frontier.
Mm. What does that mean?
So it is the last wall we have to climb, break through, dissolve as humanity.
Mm.
So I'm going to bring it current a little bit. We have this whole conversation about racism and slavery happening in America right now. And I respect it very much, and I don't want to take attention away from it. However, slavery has existed beyond racism for much longer than racism alone. And money is one of the ways that humanity has been enslaved,
Mm.
right? Money is one of the ways humanity has been
Mm.
enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
That belief that money is outside of us, that we have to do something for it, that we have to do something specific for it, that we're not worthy of having it unless we work really hard, do things in particular way, but are born in a certain family, hang out around certain people, right? All of that helps. But really, what we are here for, especially the intuitive, the spiritual leaders that we are, is breaking the paradigm around money, because money is what has kept us hostage, I believe, more than anything else. So first there was the separation from source, and right after that, the second to me is money.
Mm.
Money has created separation for people
Mm.
in, right, in hierarchy. We've been doing things
Yeah.
for money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Things are either available to us or not based
Mm-hmm.
on how much money we have, right? So us embracing money as a tool and
Hmm.
another expression of frequency that is available to us and opening it up to it,
Mm-hmm.
valuing ourselves enough. So now let me bring it back to frequency. Valuing our frequency enough to accept exchange for it, right? So we came here to be a certain frequency, right? Embody certain frequency that's ours and unique, and nobody else can embody it the way we do, right? The purpose.
I feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. We must value it enough to say, I will bring this forth through my body of work, which is what I like to call the highest soul level body of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I will value this frequency enough that I will actually allow myself to receive frequency of money for it, because that's what we use for exchange, right? Like we're not bartering, and I'm not big on bartering. Money, whatever it looks like in the future as the new world opens up, there is still going to be something that we agreed on is a form of that is universal for exchange. Right now it's money,
Mm-hmm.
right? In the future it may look different, it still will be something.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to embrace that our frequency, we value our frequency enough to actually say, I bring this frequency through my body of work, and just because this is my frequency and I'm allowing it through, I open up to it being now met and exchanged with the frequency of money. And
Wow.
to the level to which I agree that this frequency is valuable is the level to which it will come back to me in the form of money. It's up to me to set the value on it. Nobody else. Not the market, not how much you can pay for it, not how much you can pay for it. It's how much I value this frequency that I am allowing through me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we want to be as light beings, as
Mm-hmm.
spiritual business people. That's where we want to be.
That's beautiful. So what if somebody does have a block of money and they're like, hey, for instance, I'm valuing my frequency, the exchange of this, and then somebody comes along and they're like, you know what, in this particular moment, I actually don't have that cash to give you. Then what?
Well, it could work several different ways. One, if I truly stand in a place that we are creative, resourceful beings, which I do, I know, and I've done it for myself and I've seen it for my clients. They get resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
They create. Money isn't, so again, this is a mindset shift, and we have to hold it for the person who's saying, I physically don't have it. Am I going to buy into your story? Or am I going to hold the truth that I know is so? You don't have this money, great. What can shift in you right now in this conversation that actually opens you up to a possibility that you're the frequency, whether you know it or not, you're bringing in frequency through your body. This is not something that we get to stop. It happens. It's a life force. I'm
Right,
breathing,
right,
frequency is coming through me, right?
right, right, right.
So
Wow,
right now, how willing are you to see that as truth and
right.
then go and get resourceful?
Wow, that's amazing. So it's basically aligning with the truth of your intuition, your true frequency, and then being able to be a match for that frequency in the form of money.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know it sounds so easy, right? But until we get it in our bodies, it is really that easy once we do. I have goosebumps just sharing this because it's the truth that I really stand for. And it has nothing to do with what about the poor people. If I can hear this truth and I can embody this truth, I will now raise up the frequency for all the poor people.
Hmm.
Right?
For
Raising the
people that
frequency.
maybe don't have as much money coming in this moment, right? Not that they
Yeah.
are just in that particular moment also learning how to embody a new
Yeah.
frequency to attract
Yeah.
more.
And the only gift that I can give them in this moment is to hold them as creative and resourceful beings who are in a position to claim the value of the frequency that they are bringing in. This is the gift I can give them right now. And it isn't a gift of let me discount or let me do this or let me do that. It's I know who you are and this is how I'm going to choose to see you. If you choose to meet me, I will walk you through this wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's really cool. I literally saw the walls dissolve when you said that. That was
Yeah, isn't that great?
beautiful. That's awesome. Wow, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Wow. So how were you able to connect with your intuition to even develop this process, right? And this awareness that you now teach?
Yeah, so again, I came from a communist country
Okay.
where if you the viewers know anything about communist country, the government decides everything. The
Mm-hmm.
government tells you how much you make, the government tells you how much they're gonna keep. There is no tricks on taxes.
Okay.
You literally make money, and at the end of the month, you get a stack of money that says we took out this much and this is how much you get, period, right? There and on top of that, I was born like quarter of a century after World War II, where my country was completely demolished, right? Poland was completely demolished. So there weren't a lot of opportunities. And this is the kind of a mindset I was already soaked in. There is not enough, you gotta, not even like, I'm not even talking about depression in America. I'm talking about war, like world war, right? In my country. So it's I mean, you can equal it to a depression, but to me it's even bigger because not only was there not enough around a lot of money, I mean, there was literally there were people fighting for life, right? Physically. So I was born just a generation after people who had to fight for their life. I'm in a communist country, which again, government decides what you can and cannot have and how much you'll bring home. So that's what I was soaked up in. Now I know that by my design, I was meant to go through the journey so I can really viscerally feel the people who really are in a place of I have no idea how to make money. There were no entrepreneurs in my generation, in my lineage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I came to America. My parents still have jobs. I came to America and I knew somehow that I was meant to be a business owner. And one of my uncles was a business owner, and I asked him to help me see what is it to be a business owner. Unfortunately, within a couple of years, he passed suddenly. So all of a sudden, I had nobody to teach me again, but I knew there was something there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can, if I had to point to one particular thing that has helped me get from there to here, and I am now, I cannot be employed. I mean, there is no way somebody could employ me. People have tried, because my mindset and my way of being is such that there is really, there is no box you can put me in a form of an employment,
Mm-hmm.
right? The journey, if I could point to one thing, is that there was a knowing in me. There was a knowing in me, I can say it now, that I am here to lay a foundation and a groove. I'm here to lay a groove of something,
Mm-hmm.
right? To lay a pattern for people that people can now walk and say, okay, if I follow this path in my own way,
Mm-hmm.
I will be able to break this last frontier of what money, the hold the money has on us.
Yeah.
And I think even the purpose conversation had to be a part of it, again, because I was a millionaire in my 20s, and it was so surreal to me, and I pushed it away.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed it all away because I didn't know how to tangibly view with money, because there are certain rules money play by. And I think that a lot of us are not able to break through into that sphere of having money, because we are playing, we still are trying to play by different kinds of rules that keep us prisoner of it.
Mm.
Right? So things like hold on, I want to see what comes in. You get paid by a certain entity, and that entity decides how much you get paid, right? And whether it's your job or your business, it's a mindset. Somebody else decides for you how much you get to make, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can feel the difference. Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to my clients paying me, but I was thinking about somebody who gets paid a certain amount from a certain client. That client's gone, then they don't have work.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even deciding how much you'll charge based on what somebody else is charging, or based on what you think people will pay, especially right now as we are entering into this, I don't want to use the abused words, but uncertain times, right? Money is going to be up, and it's up to us to break all the old stories that have kept us hostage for generations and centuries, right? And the whole idea that, like, if it's your gift, if you are given it, it just comes through you, it's easy and free, why would you ever charge for it?
Yeah.
Blasphemy. We got to break that, right? Many of us carry the vows of poverty, because we were I know for myself, and I know your audience, because they're spiritual beings, in some lifetimes we were under if we were in a sphere of deities, whether we were in service to deities, right, gods, in some kind of shape or form. I know I was a nun several times, right, in several lifetimes, and I swore to poverty, to be of service and be taken care of based on the mercy of God. And we got to break that, right?
Yeah. Wow. I just love what you say about the energy flows through you. And if that can flow through you actually to create more money, that's going to be the beautiful dance, which everybody can do.
Yes. And we really, and I know there is mindset, there is energy set, there is heart set that we came in with. We got to break it all apart so we can really embrace what you just
Yeah. Break the walls down. That's awesome. There was an exercise we were talking about before we got online that is related to purpose and prosperity. But you talked about like the highest soul light alignment, where we can feel the highest frequency of our soul. Would you be willing to guide people through like a 10-minute meditation where they can kind of experience what that feels like for them, and kind of like amp up their frequency, their soul frequency?
I'd love it.
Yeah. Cool.
I love it. All right. So close your eyes. Let me just get a sip of water. All right. So first, let's get really present in these beautiful physical bodies. And just let me clear my throat. Let's get really present in these physical bodies, because these physical bodies are the beautiful channels for the soul's expression in this human experience. Without these physical bodies, intuition is nothing. Without these physical bodies, intuition cannot be expressed in action. Without these physical bodies, we are just floating in ether, hoping and wishing, and however soul does, that we could actually come and create something tangible that people can experience. And because of these physical bodies, we get to do that. So I want you to get really present with breaths. You can even put your hands on your lap and literally touch your body with gratitude. Feel whatever part of your body is touching the surface you're sitting on. So you can feel grounded here right now. And as we go up, we also need to go within. So I'm going to encourage you to drop a grounding cord, which is really just a second of an intention that something from your root chakra, as it opens up, and it does because you say so, something drops from it that is your grounding cord. And you get to choose what it is: a branch, a rope, a waterfall, a string of pearls, whatever it is. It drops down to the center of the earth and connects us to this beautiful planet that we are privileged to create miracles on. And now you are grounded to the earth, you are grounded to your body. We can open up our connection through the top of your head. Open up to the galactic cosmic energy. That one comes down through the top of your head, your crown chakra, into your body, and mixes up with the earth energy that is also floating into your body through that beautiful grounding cord. You being the connection point between heaven and earth, as below, so above, as within, so without. And I want you to envision that this cosmic energy connects you to your higher self. And now choose a point above you. Some believe it's 12 feet over above your head. I am encouraging you to find your own. That point where your higher self resides. And now just decide that you're connected to it because you say so. And that higher self, your soul, at some point there was a conversation without words, just energetically, where that higher self decided to no longer be part of the oversoul, just be part of the oversoul, but actually enter into a physical body. And it had an agenda, it had a mission, it had a purpose in mind to embody certain set of characteristics, a frequency, very unique frequency. And as it had set this intention, it set its little soul heart on a human physical body to enter. And at some point there was an agreement. There was an agreement between a physical human body that was about to be birthed, conceived even, not even birthed, and that soul in a space there is no time, but it did happen, where this soul decided, I'm going to enter into this body. If this body allows me, I will enter into it and live through it. Now I want you to pay attention. The physical body agreed to have the honor of the soul entering with its mission and its lessons and its challenges and its gifts, to enter this beautiful physical body and grow in it and experience human life. Sit in a reverence of that permission and a gift. Feel it expanding in your body. What a gift it is. And what a beautiful agreement it was. What an honor for the soul to enter physical body and a physical body to say yes to it. And I want you to go back up to where your higher self resides and remember that moment of agreement. And at the same time as the soul was looking to make the agreement with the body to be expressed on a physical plane, it also has made agreements with other souls. And these other souls at the same time, imagine in their soul way, joining hands, maybe saying a prayer and agreeing at this beautiful, very high level, will come together for a mutual benefit to increase life through us. We'll work together, we'll collaborate, we'll shine the light and point to the darkness. And each of us will play a specific role, a very unique role. There'll be lessons to learn and challenges to overcome, but really all of them are just to make this human more brilliant, more willing to bring light through, and more willing to see how brilliant this human being is. And together in our soul group, none of us can thrive unless we all do. So we'll help each other in some particular way. And maybe there are thousands, maybe there are millions, maybe there are hundreds of them sitting there holding in their soul little hands in agreement. I want you to connect that when you were born with a purpose, a mission, a frequency, it wasn't just for you. It was for all those other souls that have made agreements with other human bodies, that when they come down, they will work together, fitting together like a giant puzzle. If one doesn't step in, none of them can step in fully. So even though there is a mission and a purpose on every single one of us, the only way for us to fully fulfill it is to come together, call in the other soul, what I call divine appointments, and together gather in a mission of fulfilling our joint agreements. Your purpose is yours, but not for you. Connect to that knowing. Every time you deny knowing, every time you're denying your intuition, telling you your next step, every time you shy away, every time you give in to fear, every time you give in to an excuse, it's not just about you and your purpose. It's about all those beautiful other souls that you have made agreements with. Feel the magnitude of the gift and the responsibility and the honor of bringing through increase in life for yourself and everybody else that you have agreed to do it with. And now ask to remember that part that you have taken on. Let it drop down into your heart. Imagine that it drops down through that beam of light, or however your cosmic galactic energy entered your body. Like a chute in a bank when you go to deposit money, the money just drops. Imagine just like that, plump, it lands in your heart. A memory of the agreement you've made. Yes, for yourself. Yes, it's yours. and remember that it's a part of a much bigger puzzle. Now, as we close our experience, whatever you received, just know that if you got something and you are aware of it, beautiful. If you didn't, you will receive it today, throughout the day, in a conversation, in an experience, maybe in something you read. Something will let you know in your heart. It will pull. It will pull. You will feel it in your heart. When you hear a word, when you read something, when somebody says something, you remember a memory from childhood or even adulthood. And when it happens, you will feel a ping in your heart. It will pull at you. That will be the gift you just received from your higher self. And as we come out of this beautiful experience, I want you to remember and deeply honor that it's not just yours, but it's connected to an intention that a group of souls have made together. Divine appointments, divine agreements, yours, but not for you. Maybe your clients, it may be your collaborations, it may be your supporters, your peers. So as you sit in gratitude for receiving one piece of it today, one piece of the memory to bring you closer, I want you to at the same time expand in your body the sense of worth that this gift came in with. It is not to be given away. It is not to be forsaken. It is to be shared in exchange for everything you need and require to keep expanding who you came here to be. And so it is. Yeah. When you're ready, take a deep breath. Open your eyes.
That was the most beautiful meditation I think I've ever experienced. That was gorgeous. Namaste, lady. That was so beautiful. Deep,
Thank you.
deep and profound.
Thank you.
So is there a free gift I know we talked about where people can kind of segue? It looks like a little air sleigh, you know, like we got you on the clouds. Now we're going to keep flowing.
Yes.
They can learn more, you know, the new frequency.
Yeah, totally. So yes, I do have a free gift. It's a masterclass where I go over the 5 shifts that have led me to really embracing what does it mean to have a sacred success in my life that's aligning my purpose with my prosperity. And it's all the steps of your purpose, the people you serve, the shifts we need to take to really see money as a tool, and the last frontier we came here to overcome, break down, dissolve. So it's sacred success, activating your sacred success through the alignments.
It's beautiful. Can you provide that link? And you're welcome to share it on the video too, because oftentimes this gets posted on YouTube. So if you know the link offhand, if you want to just say it out loud, we can also have it live if you have it.
My dog knows it.
It's okay. You're fine. If you need a few minutes to look it up, that's fine too. We'll post it on the website, but also anybody that sees this video after the show goes live, if you want to just, you know, kind of spell it out, and they can get the free gift.
Yeah, so it's annakowalska.com/purpose and prosperity. So there will be a special link, and as long as the show is live, you guys go to the link for a particular reason. But after the show is over, if you still want to access it, it's annakowalska.com/purpose and prosperity.
And her name is spelled in the bottom left-hand corner of this video, if you don't know how to spell it, because I'm not always great with spelling. Like my clients, I'm like, can you spell it letter by letter? So anyways, it's that. All right, Anna, is there anything else you want to share with the audience?
Oh, just thank you. Thank you, Abby, for creating the space for having this conversation. With everything else going on in the world, we really have to keep our focus and intention on what it is we are moving towards. And it is about being of service to our intuition, allowing it to come through us, guiding us so we can raise frequency and vibration for everybody else. And money has to be part of this conversation, because right now money is still power. The more money we can bring onto this, into this higher vibration, the more we can then channel into places where we may have to, as people come on board and need services, right? We may then need to be, for a period of time, we may have to create ways to support people that will no longer be existing because the old systems goes away. So I so appreciate you for being in a space, for having this conversation, and allowing me to come and share why it's so important to tune into our intuition and allow our income.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here and sharing your gifts. And I'm so glad for everybody else listening onto the show. There's one last thing I want to ask. I usually ask speakers to use one, like either sentence or word, like a legacy, like how they want to be remembered, like a footprint in the sand, you know, when people think of you and your message.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, everything I am right now, my whole being is pointed towards, we are the ancestors of tomorrow, of future generations.
Mm-hmm.
Really embracing it, really embracing what does it mean. We're in this beautiful moment in time in humanity. There is a whole history coming
Mm-hmm.
ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we get to shape it.
Yeah.
We really get to shape it. And I have been taking it on daily, I don't even want to say the heaviness, but it is a responsibility that we have right now. And it's not just for our bank account, it's not just for our intuition, it's the foundations we are laying for the future of humanity. And I don't have children, so it's like some people say, I do it for my children. I do it for all the children of the world who are alive and will come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check out oneheartglobal.co, lady. You're probably a big part of that. That's our mission with the nonprofit.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, well, we love you. It's a bigger, like you said, our purpose is, you actually channeled in your meditation, it's our purpose, but yet it's not our own, because our purpose is really to serve others. So it was so phenomenal. I get chills. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. I say it in a different way. I say an energy within me that's greater than me, which is saying in essence the same thing, right? It's God, life force, universe, love, whatever you want to call it, moving through you on this puzzle piece of life, putting it together. It was just so beautiful to see and hear you say that, and just remember, you know, help me remember who I am at a deeper level too, you know, and the frequency of staying in that. And our bodies are that instrument of the spirit. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
So great. Thank you, Abby.
You're welcome. All right. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
We'll see you next time. Bye.